Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 212A, it's the Tier 9 Soviet SPG located on the north spawn of Erlenberg Assault, the defending team, and it's under the command of angelina75. Yes, it's the first of the replays featuring the battling couples or battling partners. Angelina's up first in the 212A. Okay, 203mm howitzer, 900 alpha, and a standard reload of 37.39 seconds. But I think Angelina's reduced it to probably about 30 or slightly less. Okay, she's aiming down the high street, which is a good move to try and catch the enemy as they start appearing. 10 minutes the battle lasts, and so she's got to make as much damage as she can in the meantime. And the first shell hits a building. She had a red line there for a moment, and I think she hadn't cleared it because she was actually very close to a wall at the point where she opened fire, and I suspect that the shell hit that wall very easily. Well, one of the enemy tanks has just blown up, and it's the Progetto 46 who's gone, and the Emil 2 that got him. So that's a big dent in the enemy team, because of course the Progetto being a very good tank. That one was fired in at the enemy tank that was accompanying the Progetto, who was there but pulled back. I don't know which one it was that she actually aimed for. Now there's one Arty on each side, rather, I should say. The enemy Arty, and this one's an M53, M55, so he's probably going to be doing his best to try and hit the enemy tanks that are coming up this way. Again, a very narrow shot, but this time round it does go past the buildings, and she does some damage to a Wizzy 114. Okay, we do have some company nearby, that's good news. So he should be able to protect us. And Angelina is actually moving over towards these trees, which I find a fairly good firing position, because not only give you cover from enemy tanks, but they do open up some very good avenues. And you've got to hear a shot on that Progetto 66, but he's backed away, I think mainly because our guys are in that corner. Oh, now he's got a shot on the Caliban, or she's got a shot on the Caliban, I should say. Well, Angelina managed to get a splash on the Caliban, not much, but it was enough to help. 76 hit points. Okay, there's a whole bunch of enemy tanks threatening our Cramvon and Tortoise now, but they're using that corner to good effect, and Angelina is momentarily about to put a round in there. You need to mark the targets, Angelina, to let our teammates know an Arty round's going through. Rounds out. Good hit, stunned all three of the enemy. And she should be able to pick up some stun assists now. Yes, she's getting it. 476 off the 60 TP alone. Change position just a little to help. The enemy's backed off because they didn't like getting hit by that round. In fact, our Future Force managed to make it all the way back to the enemy spawn area. Remember, this is assault, so they're all trying to come this way. SU-101 rounds out. Direct hit right into his rear for 332. There's the enemy Arty. It's been spotted. Okay, can we get around in that direction? Let's hope so. If he stays where he is, he's a very silly Arty. Once you've been spotted, and that was the purpose of the Future 4, to find out where the enemy tanks were and see if he could pick off any people who hadn't moved yet. Rounds out on the position. Is he still there? Well, if he was, he just got hit, but he didn't get killed, and he didn't get a direct hit. Angelina's changing position just slightly, backing away. I think there's some, there is some trees nearby, but she is right on the edge of the map now, so there's no chance that she's going to knock into them. But you can see he's moved forward, because the tracer just came from basically the same position, but a little further forward. Okay, I'm going to try and stun that Cramvon. He's still showing a bit of stun. And yes, that's some more stun for him. Now I suspect he was showing stun because he was accidentally hit by the Arty on the enemy team, stunning him from the other direction. Okay, we should try and get across the road, and we're going for the Skoda T56 this time. He's backing into that corner. Angelina can easily put a round in there. Unfortunately, RNG says no, and it fell short, but it still stunned him. Oh, and the enemy have broken through in this area, and the Cranbarn's about to die. Yeah, he's gone. And our Tortoise is on his last legs. So we really do need to hit these guys here if we can. Give the Tortoise a chance. Okay, we're loaded. Get a kill shot. Rounds out. Yes, she did. Cranbarn's out of the game. 60 TP still there. The Tortoise is still there, but no. He was just waiting for his reload. And now the Emil 2 is facing the 60 TP, but the 60 TP's in reload. And he will be in reload for a little while. And okay, he's just taken a hit from the Emil, and the kill shot comes in from the Shush PTK. Now the enemy is coming up on the west side of the map, and he's going after our SU-130PM. Okay, now you need to lead the target here. The moment he gets close and you start pushing the SU-130 back, just lead the target a little. Now he's pushing him into the water to try and drown him. Okay, now! Rounds out, good. Yes, right into him. She did stun the SU-130PM, but look at that, she's picked up masses of damage assist. She tracked the guy and she gave the SU-130PM a chance by getting him, well, unfortunately did end up with the SU-130PM dying, but it gave him a chance just for a moment that his teammates might have been able to help him out, especially the IS-22, who's still near our spawn area. She fires another round into the same spot, hoping the 103B would still be there. Okay, now the best thing for her to do now is get as far east as possible so she can still cover the cap area. She needs to be amongst the trees because the enemy is now coming towards the cap, but they've only got 2 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. So it's looking like it's going in our favour. We're only one tank down on the enemy, but they do have position now. They've got 2 tanks technically close to our cap area. The Striv 103B, we don't know where he is, but we know he's in the west side. That round just hits the barn, unfortunately. It doesn't do anything damage. These guys don't seem to be doing much, actually. They're not really helping their team, and they should be. And that Shush PTK, well, he's just sitting up there looking at our teammates and shooting occasional rounds at them. He's really not helping his team to win this one, and he's running out of time now. 2-minute siren. There you go. The enemy is going to lose this one if they're not careful. Now we need to maximize the damage. We can't get shots on him for the moment, but he's going to come around the corner, I think, and try and deal with the IS-22. Or if he doesn't, he'll have to deal with the STB-1 who's coming up behind him. Now he might have the help of that Striv 103B. The 121 is a very good tank, but unfortunately you can't win if you're in a crossfire. AMX 1390 turned up. She's got a red line at the moment. Okay, the trajectory wasn't helping there. We don't know where the Striv 103B's gone. Ooh. Well, it's a good shot. I think the reason why it restricted her ability to shoot there was because she was shooting upwards over a hill. Okay, she really does need to move a little further west. So she's still got the cover of the trees. 1 minute to go. The enemy is approaching. Now we've got the Shush PTK on the enemy team. He's no longer at the back, but I think he's left it a little too late. Angelina's dialed in. Rounds out. Oh, she got a hit. 341. Not a penetrating shot. Should have been, because that thing's got very thin armor. But she managed to angle it over those ridgelines into the dip, which is very good. She got a red line just before she shot, but it still managed to work its way over. And there goes the Shush PTK. Now we've got to worry about this AMX 1390. 20 seconds now. I think the enemy's left it too late. Rounds out. Oh, just a little too late. but he is headed this way. Angelina's decided to scarp her. 5 seconds left. I think she's made the right move. We've got the Arshish PTK to protect us. And that's it. They've lost. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class mastery for Angelina75 in the 212A. She also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 10 in that one. And her win rate was 2,164, which is fairly good. In fact, it's very good. But unfortunately, there was no other medals. So a second class is all she's managed to get from this one. When it came to damage, she managed to get 2,167 hit points of damage. The highest damage was the Crampon, 3,256 to him. 2,987 went to the Emil 2, and then 2,806 hit points went to the CS59 on the enemy team. When it came to kills though, it was shared between the Emil 2, the STB1, the Crampon and the 60TP all got 2 kills apiece. Angelina only got the 1 kill out of that one. But when it came to base XP, she's in third place because the Emil 2 managed 920, the Tortoise 894, and then Angelina got 793. She only fired 16 rounds in that game, got 5 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations but 15 splash. Damage of 2,167 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. She also got 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 1 killed, so technically that means she hit 7 over the amount that that she fired, that she damaged, but I'm not sure that all of the ones she fired actually count towards the Confederates. So the AMX 1390 wasn't killed, the Strib 103B wasn't killed, and the Wizzy 114 also wasn't killed. So if you take those away from that 8, then that means it's only 5 and 1, which means that's why she's not on a Confederate there, you see. 536 hit points of damage assistance and 1,197 hit points of stun assist of 12 stuns, and that helped her to get the second class. On a free-to-play account, she earned 26,819 credits, but after ammunition resupply, she actually ended up with a loss of 3,741 credits for the game. 793 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, 1,586 experience points altogether. So that's the end of the first battle. She's in the lead with a second class mastery and a bruiser. Let's have a see how she gets along in the second replay. The second replay is in the Hummel, the tier 6 German SPG, and we're on the north spawn of Ruinberg. Well, 3 Arty either side in this one, and Angelina's bottom tier. But GW Panthers decided to go into the bush, which is probably not going to protect him, and when he gets spotted for shells coming out of that bush, he'll probably realise it's not the best spotting position or best firing position. But Angelina's decided to move to a position where she can make best use of that short stock howitzer. And yes, she's got a direct line of sight on that Type 59, or rather not line of sight, but line of shot. Oh, it hit the building. That's so annoying. She did have him through the field of fire. The round was going to go straight through that wrecked building. But now the Type 59's pulled back. Now she might be able to get a shot into this Cromwell B by shooting through the window. And she's got a direct line, and unfortunately it lands near but doesn't actually do any damage. The Type 59's gone back to his previous spot, and it looks like he's just got stunned by one of our teammates. We're about to shoot another one in. Okay, she's lined him up, rounds out, and yes! Direct hit this time. And it looks like it landed somewhere on the turret. Only 265 hit points. The alpha for the stock gun on the Hummel is 450, if I remember correctly. Or am I wrong? I think I might be wrong, actually. 480 is the stock. Rounds out in the 30. No, she stunned him though. And if the 88 gets some damage, then she'll get some stun assist. Now that's a useful shot. She could hit that Firefly, and he'll be mightily disappointed if he does get hit through that window. We're almost ready to shoot. Rounds out. Yes! Oh, I'm very disappointed because he's just gone back to the garage. That is a very good shot. He's not going to forget that one in a hurry. He's going to be thinking, oh, I can't park there anymore. Okay, going for the Type 59 again. Oh, and it hit the rear and tracked him. He's not going to be stunned for much longer. She's almost ready to shoot again. Gonna go for the side of the Type 59 this time. Rounds out. Oh, he's wise to it now. He's pulling back. He realizes he's in danger sitting on that corner. But it looks like he stopped for a moment because he may have been tracked or he may have had some damage. But if he sits behind that Firefly, he's going to make himself a willing target. And, oh, he doesn't realize the Firefly got killed in that spot. And another hit. But this time it was a splash for 54. Yeah, he must realize that he's in grave danger if he sits in this area. Now he's decided to snuggle up to the building, and that does protect him to a certain extent. Meanwhile, in the city, the enemy's done rather well on the outskirts of the city, but not on the inside of the city. There's a Löwe on the main avenue, and now we've got the IS. Direct hit, 169. Looks like it hit the turret. You can see this position actually is beneficial. I think that shell came from that area at the back over near K1, K2. Going for the VK3001. Oh. IS. Go for it. Rounds out. Direct hit. Good strike. And she got some stun assist, but she was spotted. Somebody saw her, and I think it might have been the IS for that matter. I think he saw through the windows, but he has been killed. So she's not spotted now. There are some enemy fairly close though. The Type 59 is not too far away. There he is, sitting behind the building. She's got a red line there. She can't shoot there. Can't shoot into the town. She needs to move a bit further back. She can loop the shells over the top. In fact, the Type's coming up towards our spawn area and the cap area. So she really ideally needs to get into a position where she can shoot over the buildings, but there is a Löwe near the centre of town. Can you get a shot on him? Not at the moment. The 88's guarding the corner. She has got a shot on the SU-101. The Type 59 is out the game now. He got wiped out. She's going for the SU-101 and close. Very close. It landed to one side of the SU-101's position. I think she's decided actually to get a bit further out. The 88 is still holding that Löwe in town. Oh, but he just got wiped out, unfortunately. The Löwe managed to get a shot into him. Yes, the Panther didn't survive that position, that GW Panther. It's not the greatest firing position, that one in that bush. You can use it for a couple of shots, but then you do have to move elsewhere, otherwise you could be taken out. Looks like the M12 has also realised better off up this end of the map now. The Löwe's going to be coming towards our cap area shortly, and we can help the SU-130 if we can actually put some shells into him to slow him down when he gets close to the cap area. Okay, this looks like a very good firing position. Okay, the SU-101 just got taken out by the Type 58. I think the M12's now decided to head towards the enemy cap area. It's 5 versus 3, and so Arty can really help here by actually moving in on the enemy cap area. Their M12's just been spotted. We haven't got the range to hit him, but the M12 has, and looks like he's going for it. Meanwhile, we're going to try and hit that lurver as and when he gets close to the cap. Okay, let's see. Rounds out. Looks good. Close. Yep, 133 that one. Wasn't enough to stop him though, unfortunately. It did persuade the lurver though that he was in the wrong position. The SU-130PM is actually hunting him, and that might be a mistake for our SU-130PM. You can see the health bars, you can see the SU-130PM is full health. The Star 1 is only partial, about 1/3, and the lurver's only about 1/3 as well. Our guys near our cap area have actually got much more health. And there's the lurver, he's in sight now, right down the other side of the avenue. He's coming up on the STA-1, rounds out. Yep, that stunned him and tracked him. I think he fixed his track, but unfortunately he did kill the STA-1. And now the other two are closing in, the SU-130PM and the Type 59. Angelina might get another chance to get a shot on him very, very shortly. There he is. Okay, and he gets taken out by the SU-130PM before we can shoot. And that is the end of the game, and it's another victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first class mastery for Angelina75 in the Hummel. She also managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she managed to get 6, and this time round she did get the Confederate because all of the enemy died, and therefore none of the tanks she hit were still alive at the end of the game. That was the problem with the assault game. Some of the enemy was still alive, so even though she'd hit them, they didn't count towards the Confederate because it has to be tanks that are killed by other teammates, and of course they weren't killed. But a first class means she's beaten her previous score, which was a second class. Her win rate on this game was 1,814, which is slightly less than she got on the previous one. That was 2,164, but even so, it's still a very good score indeed. And let's have a look at the team score and see where she was. Well, only 1,136 hit points, but then again, this was tier 6 with tier 8 tanks in it, so she was bottom tier. She managed to get 1,136. The highest damage in the game was done by that lurver, who managed to get a high caliber for 2,967. The second highest damage in the game was the STA-1, who managed 2,740. And the third highest was the 88, who managed 2,656. When it came to kills, it was the STA-1 and the SU-130PM, as well as the lurver and the Type 59 on the enemy team. All managed 4 kills. Angelina only got the 1 in that one, but it was okay. You only need 1 really, but I mean it's quite nice to actually get kills. But of course, if you're after a Confederate, you don't want kills because kills would actually detract from the number of enemies that you hit. Just keep hitting different enemies each shot, and you're bound to rack up a high score. If we look at base XP, we can see that the STA-1 did the best with 1,284, 1,199 went to the 88, and the SU-130PM managed 836. Angelina managed 758, which put her in 5th place on base XP. She fired 14 rounds in this game, but got 5 direct hits, but no penetrations, and 13 splash. Damage of 1,136 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Hit 7 of the enemy, killed 1, so that counts to the Confederate, and 662 hit points of stun assist off the 11 stuns. On a free-to-play account, she earned 24,403 credits from the game, and after ammunition resupply, took away 17,333 credits profit. 758 base XP times 2 for the first victory, took away 1,516 experience points altogether. I suppose she says now that's more like it. Yes, it certainly was. I suppose the most funniest shot of all in that game was that Firefly who was sitting behind that building thinking, I'm perfectly safe here. No, you're definitely not safe from Angelina. She'll find any position she can to try and slot an enemy tank. And yeah, that one worked perfectly. I didn't actually believe that she would get a kill, but I thought she would actually hit him and then wound him. But yes, she absolutely overwhelmed his armor. She didn't get a penetrating shot, but it was enough damage to take him out of the game. And I'm sure from now on, he's very worried. If he goes up to that spot again, he won't be, he'll be a little bit more nervous about Arty getting him, even if he's hiding behind the buildings. I think even the enemy tank that was alongside him was a bit concerned after being repeatedly hit, that Type 59, because he must realise as well there's nowhere you're really safe from Arty unless you're snuggled up right underneath a building rather than actually alongside it. Anyway, so that means that Angelina is definitely in the lead with a first class tanker, and of course that means as well that Talon's only got one more day to try and get an ace tanker to win this game, because he's either got to get an ace tanker or he's going to get a first class and a Confederate and a better win 8 than Angelina's had already. Technically speaking, the other win 8 doesn't count. This is the one that counts with the first class. But yes, he's got to do better than a first class, a bruiser, and a Confederate and 1814. That's going to be tough for him, but you know, he might try and do it. There are a few tanks I have suggested, a few Arties, such as the AMX 13105. He could try a game in that, or he could try the FV304. All of them are very good at generating ace tankers because so few people actually play these Arties. And they are very good at performing if you know how to do it well. And of course, the good thing for Talon is that he knows how to aim. He knows he's got patience. He lets it settle, lets it dial in. Angelina does the same. They let it dial in and then they get accurate shots. And that's what generates the credits and also the ace tankers. So very well done to Angelina. It looks like you're going to be getting the lion this weekend and Talon's going to be getting up and chasing after Remy. I hope all of you who watch these this personal challenge every week enjoyed that replays or those replays. If you did, please give the video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.